we get. A long pause. And probably a waste of time. Okay, there we go. Alright, we've had some requests for some Alekhine, so... Okay, no knight c3. Let's see what we get. Oh, missed a move there. You want to go e5 against these structures when they go early d5 to prevent queen d4. But now that we're here, let's change the script a bit. Makes it hard to justify. Yeah. And black's got a very reasonable game because my opponent missed that idea. And I can just kind of bother his pieces a bit. Let's not hang the A pawn. And I want to organize my knight to bother there. Now, hitting c4 again. Really piling up on c4. Stuff. Knight takes. Bishop takes, queen b7. I don't like that. So let's try this again. Sometimes a little shuffling is what is needed to make a bit of progress. And I'm okay with this ending. That can be problematic. Okay. No weaknesses. Need to pick up the pace a bit. Not a big fan of having to do this. This is now drawish, but we will play forever and ever and ever. Yeah. My opponent is clearly not playing very ambitiously here. I'm going to come around this way. That was to be expected. At least I've got the opportunity to make some passers. And that's what I'm going to do. And got some chances because they're connected. That means a little something. Speed. That'll do. And yeah, I really botched the middle game. I wasn't very satisfied with my play at all there. Alright, so we get an exchange Alekhine. And when they go d5, here, yeah, you don't do e5 here. It's if d5 in this position. You need to go e5 because the idea is if g6, queen d4, and this is annoying. So yeah. So it worked out okay, this d5 move. But then here I was very happy. And knight c5 was fine. Where did I start messing around? e6 or knight a6. Knight a6 is very counterintuitive. If e6, that's a problem because the queen is trapped. And if takes, see, I didn't want to give myself some sort of ISO here, but I guess opening up the position with his king in the state that it is just a huge edge for black. I was looking at more of the positional considerations. So a6, it wants e6 again. And I wasn't in a hurry to change the structure. I did look at knight takes c4, but I was worried about the prospects here. I didn't see a way to hold everything. Like if this knight moves, the e-pawn falls, and then structurally you're falling apart. But rook c7 fits the bill because there is no queen takes a6, and that rook c7 move I missed in my calculations when looking at knight takes c4. So when in doubt, repeat. And then this gave an opportunity here to give up the dragon b for this tactic, which I missed. Just missing a lot of stuff in this game. d5, black's got a much better position. Yeah. And then knight e4, and you just need to work your majority. So yeah, I fumbled around way too much in this game. Very, very poor play. But then once we got here, I was like, okay, yeah, this is an ending I understand. And should be, in the very worst case scenario, equal. But my opponent did the I'm just going to trade down because the bishop of opposite color in game is going to save me. But that was the thing. It was probably, in fact, better to keep the double pawns because it makes it harder for me to do what I did in the main game and get some sort of majority in the center. So this was fine, but then when he started to do the f-pawn situation, I was just going to let him do it. And this is one of those things. If your ambition is to make a draw, your pawn structure is worse. So you just need to shuffle. And I mean, notice the engine is just like bishop b5. The engine actually has the plan to do that more than likely, though. So I have to stay around the pawns. Otherwise, they end up on the opposite color that I need them to be on, the same color as my bishop. And yeah, so this is very, very equal. But it can go sideways when you feel the need to do something. In a lot of positions in chess, you just need to chill. Like, don't do anything, just shuffle. And your opponent will do the work for you. And this is another one of those situations where I missed my opportunities numerous times. But like I said, I'm going to play forever and ever. And I saw a4 as an idea, but the reason I'm not doing it is he is not going to get a pass pawn very easily with this situation and my bishop being able to come here. So I want to keep as many winners on the board as possible, and that could be a potential winner because he's got to worry about me coming up here and doing that type of stuff in some lines. But I go king d4 because I see that more than likely he's going to run out of moves, and if my king is able to get to the e5 square, I'm going to be able to get these connected guys one way or another. So after a4, we just shuffle. And he is going to run out of moves because that pawn can't go anywhere. And my pawns have created this nice wall in conjunction with my bishop to make sure that his king can't usher the pawn forward. And then that's where he loses the move there. You definitely want to consider something. I mean, giving up the pawn is an idea, but hard to recommend play. And it still should be a draw. Then here, even b4 is a consideration. And a5. Now I have things to worry about. So, still equalish, but got to play to win. Probably my king needs to worry about this guy. If d5, I lose because of a6. The pawn's too fast. So bishop b2. The king handles this pawn while the bishop handles the other pawn, and it's a draw. So takes. And this is, I've got 30 seconds. You have a minute 20, and I'm making moves that don't have commitment in them yet. And only now do I push. And notice he lost more time than I did with this kind of shuffling situation. So that's all it is. And also keep in mind how I'm pushing the phalanx forward. We have a dark square bishop. He needs to be controlling the dark squares while the pawns are controlling the light squares. That will make sure that the pawns are going to go. So when we do that, you can see the evaluation has already dramatically changed after d4, but I see that I'm more than likely going to be able to get it again. So I just position my king in the better situation, and I'm trying to get him to get away from a situation where his bishop could sack for the two pawns. Because even though I'm probably still in a situation to win, it's going to be much more difficult with the lone rook pawn at that point. And with the shuffling, my opponent helps me out some more. And now after e2, we're going to have a forced mate situation pretty quick. And that's when my opponent threw in the towel, very, very understandably. So that'll do it for this very mediocre Alekhine exchange variation on my part, but hopefully it was at least a little bit instructive for you guys.